Okay, it looks like we are ready for the next run. So, welcome back to ESA Summer Online. We're raising money for Alzheimer Fonden. Links to donate can be found below the stream. We would also like to thank Kaspersky, Twitch, and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Well, now it's time for Violin running Mario vs. Donkey Kong with commentary from Starlight Sims. Good luck. Let's do this.
Thank you. My name is Violin Gamer, and I'm joined here by my good friend Starlight Sims. He's also another Mario vs. Donkey Kong runner. And we can just start in 3, 2, 1, go. So, Starlight Sims, if you want to introduce yourself, go ahead.
Yeah, so I ran this game a very long time ago now, in 2018, if that counts as long ago. Yeah, so I had record before Violin, and the game sort of like, recently there's been a lot of activity in the game actually. Like, it's been very active.
Yeah, world record is a low 43 right now, which is crazy, and they're trying to go for 42. So, for those of you who haven't seen this game, Mario vs. Donkey Kong is a 2D puzzle platformer for the GBA by Nintendo, where you get a lot of cool movement, such as backflipping, triple jumping. You can handstand, jump up on ladders, do a bunch of sort of cool things. So you get a lot of cool movement inspired from different games, and we're going to utilize that to break a lot of puzzles in this game. So right there, I jumped through an oil canister, which does have an active hitbox, but in this game, when you are jumping upwards with upwards momentum, Mario gains invincibility from certain items, which is pretty cool. So we're going to abuse that a lot. I'm going to do a triple jump here to get past the fireballs, and then wait out these oil canisters. And you don't want to destroy anything with the hammer because it slows down the game. It like freezes the game for a split second. We don't want to destroy anything. So the goal of this game is to find a key, take it to the keyhole, and then in the second half we're gonna find our mini Mario to save and save him. And here we can use our the ceiling there to our advantage and just keep jumping to gain some speed. Pretty cool tech right there. Jump on this elevator and do a well-timed triple jump to get to the key faster, and then make it down to the elevator just in time. And there is fall damage in this game. If you fall from a certain height, Mario will get stunned for quite a long time. We don't want that.
No, it's like 5 seconds, you just lie on the floor doing nothing.
Yeah. Alright, Sims, if you want to explain the next level.
Cool, try to remember. Oh, so this is the first time we have conveyor belts, isn't it? So with conveyor belts, obviously the direction the arrows are pointing is the direction you go. We skip most of them in most of the levels because they're very slow. Here you'll see, I don't know if you do it, but with ceilings, if you are ducking under a ceiling, if you constantly ducks, if you duck up and down constantly, it actually speeds you up as you go along a conveyor belt.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that right here.
Yeah. And then here, we just do some spinning onto the conveyor, you'll see it here.
Yeah,
Makes
so
you go slightly faster.
Yeah, every time you're in a one tile gap and you duck and unduck, you gain 1 pixel of distance. So that's going to be used a little bit in this run. Alright, so this level is pretty simple. I'm going to do a triple jump over the Shy Guy, hit the blue switch, and then jump over him, hop down the ladder, grab the key. This level is rather simple. A lot of the World 1 levels are simple. Oh, but I haven't mentioned, this game is really punishing in future levels. So I will be donating $1 for every single death or level restart that I get. And I am inviting you guys in chat to do the same if you can. Alright, so this is 1-6. I'm going to be trying to make a really quick cycle that saves... Oh, I think I just failed it anyway. Oh well. It saves roughly a second if you make it, but no big deal. We just let us get past those falling bricks faster.
Yeah, basically if you land on the first yellow switch, within like I think it's like a couple of pixels, you can do 2 backflips and get straight up to the next ledge without having to stop.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I had a accidental ladder grab there, which slowed me down.
Also, it's probably worth mentioning for any percent, we don't have to grab any of like the presents or anything else. It's just basically going through the level, getting the Marios, and finishing each level.
Yeah, you want to avoid the presents as much as you can, because if you get 3 of them, it triggers a minigame, and that slows down the run quite a bit. And we don't want that. So this is the first of our escort levels. We're going to be escorting these mini Marios to the toy box, and first we have to collect 3 letters. I'm going to hit the yellow switch and then do a treble jump. In this game, while you're jumping, AI, including the mini Marios, don't detect you for some reason, so we're using that to our advantage. And the number of mini Marios you collect in the toy box determines how many hits you can take in the DK fight before you die. So we're only going to take 1, because I'm going to do this, hopefully, without getting hit at all. I'm going to do a strat that was found by Will the Fox. It's pretty difficult, so let's see if I can pull it off. Oh. Alright. I did it, but I got hit by the trash. Thankfully, when you're holding an object and you get hit, the object that you're holding protects you, so that's pretty nice. So after these boss fights, we always soft reset by holding A, B, start and select to get to the main menu. It's faster than going through all the cutscenes after the boss fight. If you want to explain how rope climbing works, I guess.
Yeah. So if you have 2 ropes next to each other, if you're holding onto both of them at the same time, you climb a lot quicker because it's like a monkey climbing. If you have 1 rope on its own and you're trying to climb up it, you climb really slow. You can jump up ropes, but it can be quite precise sometimes. It's weird. Like sometimes you'll jump up and not grab, but sometimes you will.
Mm-hmm.
But it's quicker to have 2 ropes next to each other to climb up.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how many ropes we actually climb in the run.
There's quite a bit. Oh, and as you saw there, I jumped through a fireball while on the ladder. That's more of the upwards momentum that I was talking about before. Here I'm making a pretty fast cycle, so I can jump from the rhino to the platform. There we go. Oh, and also, when you have a single rope and a wall right next to the rope, you can jump towards the wall and re-grab the rope, which lets you jump up the rope pretty quickly. And we'll be using that a couple times in the run.
I don't know if we mentioned before, but on those metal poles, the number of spins you do determines how high you go off the pole. So
yeah.
If you do 4 spins, you go like semi-high. 6 spins is like super high.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we have like a certain number of spins for every single one that you have to do to get the minimum amount required to get over to your next place.
Yeah. This level is pretty simple, but in the second half we have a pretty cool skip. We're just gonna do a precise triple jump and make it to the mini Mar right away. There is a bird that spawns in the top left, and he drops eggs at you. Thankfully, we do this level so quickly that you only see like the top of his head.
I've never noticed he comes out.
Yeah, comes out for a split second. Alright, this one's pretty simple. Gonna throw this key down here, hit the yellow switch, the blue switch, then the yellow switch again, brings the key down. And I'm gonna jump through this egg using the invincibility with upwards momentum again. And here I'm gonna try to make a pretty precise jump. Let's see. Nope, that's fine. I have a backup. This game does love to eat your inputs quite a lot, so some things are slightly inconsistent. But it's alright, we have a lot of backups in case certain strats fail.
Yeah. luckily with this game, there's a lot of different ways to complete levels that are like seconds apart. So it's really good for like beginners trying to go for the harder strats, going for easier strats.
Yeah. You want to explain the elevator level?
So here we try to remember which level. Yeah, cool. So normally what you have to do here is go on the elevator, go all the way around, grab the key, go back onto the elevator, go up. The elevator cycle is just quick enough that we can go back on the elevator, go down, grab the key, and just about get back onto the elevator before it starts going up again. If you miss that, you have to wait for like 8 seconds, and it's really slow. And then here we just climb across the fruit, which will come back in a bit. If it hits an enemy, the enemy dies.
And those enemies are actually random, by the way. They have RNG.
Yeah, so that first one can like go to the left to completely screw you over.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna spin here 3 times, backflip upwards, grab the rope before I fall so I don't take fall damage, and then triple jump over. You're not actually meant to do that, you're meant to grab the monkey tail. Oop, had to wait for the rhino a bit. Yeah, you can triple jump and just make that gap instead of dropping the monkey down. And here I'm gonna do a pretty quick strat, trying to make a fast cycle here. Barely made it, but that was good. Those fireballs are pretty deadly if you are if you're a little too slow, they can hit you pretty easily. You want to explain the escort level?
Yeah, so we do a triple jump. So what you're meant to do is you're meant to like carry them back and forth and keep going up the platforms and oh, that's $1.
Yeah, that's $1. I messed up.
So you're meant to keep going back and forth, collect them up the platforms, get the letters, bring them all up. You're meant to go up and like jump across a ton of ropes. However, because obviously when you're jumping, the mini Marios don't move, we can abuse that by getting on both levels at the same time and just skip using the ropes entirely. And it's a really quick finish to the level.
Yeah. Now it's time for the hardest fight in the entire run. You're about to see how difficult it is. It's so difficult. And he's dead. I was joking. It's pretty easy. Kind of just decimated Donkey Kong. He doesn't even... He's supposed to throw up a bunch of enemies at you, but you kill him so quickly that he doesn't even get a chance. So that's fun. Now we're in the fire world. This world has a lot of cycles that you need to wait for. This one's pretty simple. Just have to wait for platforms. And then the next level is actually pretty cool. The second half. We're gonna try to make a pretty simple cycle where we jump on the enemy to the left right there. We're gonna duck here. Then we're gonna handstand and then jump up to him and then do a flip up to the mini Mario instead of going all the way around, which the game wants you to do. The game, I don't know why, but it seems like the developers kind of forgot that you have all this movement.
Yeah.
So you get to cheese a lot of things. And here I'm gonna be trying to make a very quick cycle just to catch this platform. Unfortunately, I missed it just by a little bit. That's fine.
Doesn't lose a huge amount of time.
Yeah. It was like
4 seconds.
Yeah, 2 to 4 seconds.
2 to 4. I was like the in-game timer. I don't think runs like at the same speed.
This is also a pretty quick cycle. Gonna try to make this platform right here and catch this falling platform so we can. There we go. Pretty simple. It's actually quite difficult though. If you mess up one input, you will make the cycle. You have to wait for it. Oh, and this one's pretty cool. So we're gonna climb up this rope. Climb up these ropes and double jump onto this enemy right here to get the key. That saves quite a bit of time. You're meant to go all the way to the right side, and then go on the moving platform, and yeah. And this level is pretty cool, because Stride is something not a lot of people would think of doing. You can just sort of double jump onto the side of the platform there, even though there are a bunch of fireballs there, and you just don't get hit.
They're programs, they never go right to the edge, so
Yeah.
you can literally never get hit, ever.
You want to explain the next one?
Yeah, so here we're going to jump through some fireballs again. It's a lot of cycles, so you have to press switches, go all the way around. I'm going to grab the key. There's a trick you can do here to save like a second or half a second. I don't know if you go for it. No. Oh, but here, if you stand like within a certain number of pixels on that block as it's going up, you can get yourself into the door with the key, because it judges it as like a stationary platform for some reason.
Yeah. If you're right in the center and the platform brings you up, you don't have to hold any direction to unlock the keyhole. It's pretty nice. Mario just unlocks it by himself.
Just being helpful.
Yeah. Alright. And now we have some more moving platforms. Gonna do some triple jumps. Then jump from there to there. Pretty simple. Oh yeah, you can throw... So, the way throwing works in this game, you can throw things upward, you can throw things to the side, or you can just drop things. Gonna jump on this block while it's still in the air to save quite a bit of time. I timed that with the music, but some people use a visual cue.
Yeah, I do music as well, because I think it's easier, personally.
And for 3-6, we have a bunch of lava we need to wait for, so this is a perfect time to get some donations in.
Perfect, because we've had a few pent up for a minute. We have $50 from Anonymous with no comment, but thank you for your generous donation. We have $10 from White Rabbit saying, Mario versus Donkey Kong? Wouldn't it be easier just to put up a poll? Okay. And we also have $5 from Vo with no comment, but thank you all for your generous donations. We've made quite a bit of progress into 27K, so let's get those donations going, shall we? Back to you guys.
Nice. So, yeah, we just have to wait for the lava there. Pretty simple level. Oops. Not really much talk about there. The cycles are pretty easy to make, so it's one of the easier levels for sure.
Yeah.
Alright, next we're gonna do a set of backflips. And we get our last mini Mario. And if you want to explain the escort level again.
Yeah, so once again, obviously, we have to get 3 letters. We abuse a lot of like making the Marios wait a lot in this level to manipulate them to be in certain places. So we only want to take a couple up to the top because it's easier to control a couple than it is to control like all 6 at the same time. Yeah, so we've got 1 there. So what we want to do is we want to get him so he's on that first platform and then he stops, drop down again, and just grab the Y. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. There is a weird glitch that can happen with the mini Marios where they just run off on their own and don't follow you. Thankfully, yeah, that didn't occur with that one. So.
I think it's to do with like doing frame perfect jumps, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's very rare. All right, for this fight, I'm gonna attempt a very cool swag strat at the end here. That saves quite a bit of time. So let's see if I can pull it off. If I do this quickly enough, I should end the fight in a T stance. Oh, I almost got him. Unfortunately, I was a little too close to Donkey Kong. He can just swipe at you and destroy you. So that's $2 right there. Let's try it again. Oh. And it is faster to stand on the side here, just so you can grab the barrel faster. There we go. And that's how you assert dominance over a monkey stealing your mini Marios.
The story of this game is a bit weird.
Yeah,
But then it's Mario. So.
Yeah, DK kind of just steals all the toys from the factory for some reason, because he gets bored of eating bananas.
It's like, isn't it like he's watching an advert on TV and he's like, oh, I really want that now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go and steal them all.
Yeah, and he finds out that they're sold out, and then he gets mad and steals the ones being made, I guess. So this is World 4. It's a ghost world. Thwomps do a weird roar sound for some reason. It's pretty funny. This game has a pretty unique art style, and I quite enjoy it.
It's a shame the other games didn't follow the same style as this game.
Another thing is you might have played a different Mario vs. Donkey Kong than this, but those are made on the DS and they're pretty much exclusively puzzle games. They use a touchscreen for. Completely different from this game. Alright, this next half we get introduced to a new enemy. It's a little robot guy that when they detect you, they charge at you, and they can crush you if they push you into a wall. So you want to duck under there. Gonna make this cycle. At the top there's a set of candles, and we want to just run underneath them. Just like that. Alright. If you want to explain 4-3.
I'll let you concentrate.
Yeah.
So, what you're meant to do is you're meant to go back and forth along these platforms, pressing switches, bringing the key up. However, if you do a really precise triple jump here, there's just enough time to drop down and jump back on. And then for the second half, you can just throw the key up. Basically, you skip pretty much the entire first half of this level.
Yeah, that triple jump is super difficult, and getting off the switch in time to make the platform again is pretty hard.
And sometimes you'll just like jump straight up rather than to the left.
Yeah.
And here, I think this is our introduction to these ghosts. And basically, when you press their switch, they turn solid wherever they are in the level.
Yeah. So they're going to be... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say this level has like a soft lock that you can repeat.
Oh yeah, it's pretty funny.
Like you can get out of bounds and break the entire game.
Yeah, the game just stops functioning, but you can still quit out of the level. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna retry just so I can show off this cycle. So that's $3 right there. Gonna try to make a very, very tight platform cycle. There you go. Missing that cycle loses 8 seconds, so it's important to make it. Alright, and so here I'm going to scroll the screen a little to the right. That's fine. Can still make this, yeah. So scrolling the screen to the right there makes this guy come closer to the left for some reason, and that allows him to start charging at you sooner when you are to the right side of him, which is pretty helpful. Saves like a second instead of having to wait.
Those seconds all count in this game.
Yeah, it's a very short speedrun, so every second counts. Here I'm gonna triple jump underneath the thwomp. Or not, or I'm gonna die. $4. When you run out of a triple jump, you go slightly faster for a little bit, so it's pretty useful. If timed and positioned correctly. There we go. You can also do a backflip over the thwomp as he's coming down, but that strat is extremely risky and
it's just super precise.
Yeah. Right here, we're going to make that blue ghost go all the way to the left so we can use him as a platform. Just like that. Jump up against this wall. pretty simple. And not many people know that you can use those red platforms underneath to actually, that you can actually stand on them. Yeah. On this level we have a pretty hard strat. Do you want to explain?
Yep, so...
Oh, I almost made it.
Oh.
I almost got it.
With those little donut blocks that you can see, like the ones with the ring in, if you do a backflip underneath one, and you stay underneath and it's in like the right position, you can force the donut block to come down from the bottom rather than the top. And it means that you can then use the donut block to get up into that room with the yellow switch, so it skips going all the way around one side, and it saves like 7-8 seconds.
Yeah, saves 8 seconds.
Yeah. There's actually a different strat the task does, which is multiple frame per second in a row, which we cannot do.
Yeah. The task like hovers in the air. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. You can what you can do in tasks is if you alternate between left and right as you're doing a handstand, you keep hovering upwards until you stop. So the task does that in a couple of places, I think. So that's the main one.
So right there, I just fit Mario into a gap. Again, I think the developers forgot that you had movement there that you could use to get into small gaps. So that's some cheese. So for this level, unfortunately, we're going to sacrifice a bunch of mini Marios. Sorry, everyone. Actually, let's bring this guy down. Sometimes every mini Mario follows you when you don't want them to, and that's what happened right there. But it's fine. And since we only need one mini Mario, we're sacrificing the rest.
Also, it's worth mentioning when you lose a mini Mario, the rest of them do like this, like, oh, it's so sad animation, and during that animation they can't like turn round, so they don't follow you particularly well. So you have to sort of like work that out well with jumping up.
Yeah, when they're flashing, they don't follow you, unfortunately. Alright. Pretty precise strat here. Oh. Oof. What's that, $5?
I think so, yeah.
This is a pretty new strat that was found recently.
As you can see, any little mistake can be like 10, 15, 20 seconds lost.
Yeah, make that $6. Yeah, especially when you can only take one hit of damage. It's pretty punishing. Oh my god. I had an input eaten there, so I couldn't backflip.
It seems to happen on backflips the most out of anything.
Yeah.
Just eating or turning around.
This game has a lot of input drops, and in later levels has a lot of lag as well. Okay. There we go. So that is World 4, and next is World 5. It's probably the strangest world.
It's like mechanical theme.
Yeah.
Factory themed.
Yeah, it's called
maybe.
the Mystic Forest. But I don't really know how mystical it is. But this is one of my favorite worlds because it has a lot of cheese. A lot of wasted cheese puzzles. Like jumping around the platforms there instead of going left and right on the conveyors. You start going left to midair, which is pretty cool.
I think what you're meant to like go back down. You're meant to like make the key go across and then go down and grab the key after it's finished its journey rather than going with the key.
So yeah, I forgot what the casual strats are. And there you saw me jump through the fireball again, using that upwards invincibility. If you want to explain 5-2.
Yep, so first screen, this is actually one of my favourite levels. So the first screen's pretty straightforward. We just go round in a circle to grab the key. It's basically what you do casually, just with couple of like skipping, going up ladders by using backflips.
Yeah, and I'm actually grabbing all the hammers there to reduce lag in this level.
Yeah. This level lags a lot sometimes. And then here we're going to go for, I say we, Violin's going to go for quite a precise strat. If you get really close to the edge here and do a jump, you can just about grab the rope. And it basically skips the entire second half of this level.
Yeah.
It's like a couple of pixels worth of space you can jump from.
Yeah, thankfully I got it first try. I've been stuck on that for minutes before. So...
Yeah, when it first was a thing in runs, I remember being there for ages. Like, I don't understand this strat, but...
So this level has a lot of cheese. You just throw the key up to that conveyor, and you land on the switch to turn the direction of the conveyor.
And luckily when keys land, they pause for a sec as they're landing, so it can't move, so it gives you just enough time.
So here we're going to be waiting for a lot of bombs, so this is a perfect time for donations as well.
Well, we don't have any, but I can talk a little bit about Alzheimerfonden. Alzheimerfonden is the Swedish national fundraising organization focusing on Alzheimer's disease and other dementia-related diseases. Alzheimerfonden organizes projects, camps, and events for youngsters affected in different ways due to parents or other relatives diagnosed with Alzheimer's. It also enables training for caregivers on the subject on dementia. So we are raising money, as you can tell, for an incredibly amazing cause. So keep those donations coming and get them in for the blindfold choice incentive for the upcoming Super Smash 64 run. White Cat is in the lead with $65, Black Penguin with $30, and Brown Bear, Standard Black, and White Seal have yet to score. So get those donations in if your favorite blindfold is not in the lead. Back to you guys.
Alright, so you saw me do a cool strat on the right there, where I grabbed the bomb and then I purposely took fall damage to get the bomb to clip into the wall, which saves quite a bit of time. And then another thing to note about bombs is they start flashing earlier when you're standing next to them, and if you grab them too soon, they take a little longer to start flashing. But unfortunately at the end of the level there, I had a misinput and had to discard a bomb because I wouldn't have made it to the right in time. This level is rather simple, just making a cycle here. This is one of the few levels where we actually have to do the intended strat, unfortunately.
Yeah. TAF does something ridiculously stupid, but it's insanely precise.
We did utilize, we did put in some of the TAS strats in this run later on though, but I'll explain that as it comes up. Here you can do a pretty precise strat to make a very really difficult cycle, but I'm going to play it safe for marathon purposes. Actually, I'm going to wait here. Okay. Okay, that was a little scary. Those bats can't actually kill you, but they do knock you off the rope, and if you are high enough up on the rope, you will die from taking fall damage.
Or you can fall into the cannonballs as they're being fired.
Yeah. So a lot of different ways to die there. This level is rather simple as well. Just gonna get a key and bring you to the right here. Pretty sure this strat is intended as well.
Yeah, I think this is the way you're meant to do it.
You
The
can
thing with this game is like a lot of the intended strats look a bit weird.
Yeah. You can actually make that platform on the right there, but it's super duper precise. Here we're gonna do a cool little skip here. Instead of climbing on the ladder, we're just gonna backflip over here. And then we're gonna do a triple jump over here. And this level lags a lot. As you can see, you can probably tell that the game is slowing down. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it there.
Yeah, there's too many enemies on the screen that we can't really deal with.
Yeah, the game wants you to kill all the enemies, and so in casual play you wouldn't get any lag. Here we're gonna pretty much cheese the whole level by doing a triple jump and just getting the key. I don't know what the casual strat is here, I actually forget, but you're meant to climb on the ropes, change a bunch of colored switches.
Yeah, you meant to go like underneath the red blocks first, go all the way around.
Yeah. But the devs forgot we had triple jump. This is another intended strat. Just have to hit the blue switch and then get a bomb. Up to where the mini Mario is. And Sims, if you want to explain the next escort level.
Yeah. So it's completely centered around bombs, so it's basically trying to get the bombs to activate and blow up as quickly as possible whilst getting all the letters. I'm not sure which strat you use for this level.
So there is a strat in this level where you can have a mini Mario lingering on the top left, top right, sorry. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, so we have a mini Mario lingering at the top right, so we can just go back to the chest here and make him follow us here. It saves quite a bit of time, but it's pretty hard to pull off.
If you don't do that, you have to like wait for the other bomb to come out and then get rid of it before you move Mario's because they get stunned.
Yeah. So this strat requires some pretty precise timing, so I need some focus time. Oof. I'm gonna retry. If you fail this strat with only one hit that you can take, it kind of makes things really hard. much harder than they already are. I'm retrying again. What's that, $8?
8 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
Someone in chat will.
Yeah. There we go. Alright, there is a new strat here that saves about a second over this, a second or two, but I have not learned the timing yet because it's equally as precise as this one. So I'm gonna soft reset again, and now we have our final world. It's themed around lasers, pretty much. It's called Twilight City. If you want to explain this level, you can.
Yep, so the lasers are on cycles, so they always go in the same order. It goes yellow, red, blue. And they always take the same amount of time to go off, so basically it's doing the level around the cycle. There's not really much we skip here. We do basically the intended strats because there's no way of skipping a lot of these platforms. But we can just about get through both those lasers at the same time rather than waiting for the red one to go up and down again.
Mm-hmm. And you can explain the second half too.
Oh, yeah. So we don't do intended here at all. What we want to do is get one of these, they Shy Guys down, and then we can throw it all the way up here, and we can abuse it to get through this tiny gap here, and just skip straight to Mini Mario.
Yeah.
And that only works because we can, when you are holding an item and you throw it, the game treats you as if you're on solid ground after you've thrown an item, so you can then jump after you've thrown an item.
Mm-hmm. And
so,
I believe that was fixed in future versions of the game? Is that correct?
Yeah, so you can't do that on PAL, I believe. Yeah. I think it's just NTSC you can do that on. Which is annoying because I had to buy an NTSC copy.
Yeah. And also the Japanese version of this game is very, very slow because at the end of every level, the score adds up and wastes a lot of time. So that's the reason we're running on this version.
I think 100% world record used to be on Japanese as well.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if any percent ever did, but...
Right, so you can throw the Shy Guy down there and just barely make it onto him during the same jump, which is pretty nice. Also, when you're handstanding, you block objects that are falling on you. But you probably saw that. earlier and before. Here we're gonna do some cheese. By going left and right, you actually advance a subpixel to the left every time. We're gonna use that to just grab the key. The game wants you to go all the way around and use and line up the robot things so that you can grab their tails. But we can just make the jump with a triple jump.
On PAL, they actually made that platform longer, so you can't actually do that skip.
Oh, really? That's funny.
So that's, yeah.
And we're just waiting for cycles here. Not really much to say.
A lot of the laser levels are just basically wait for the lasers to turn off and then go.
Yeah. But I believe after this one we have 3 pretty cool levels that we don't do the intended strat for at all. So, right. So if you want to explain this level and what key jumping is.
Cool. So, what you're meant to do here is go all the way around, grab the key, and then like do some platforming down. However, because as I mentioned earlier, when you're holding an item, once you throw it, the game treats you as if you're on a solid ground, and so you can jump again. So what we do is we use the key to jump across these spikes, throw it, and then jump again, and that just allows us to skip the entirety of the level. Luckily, the key is not meant to be on spikes, so it stops it from. What it's meant to do is the key's meant to disappear, but there's just enough time to grab the key again and throw it, and it basically breaks that entire level.
And we're gonna do the same thing, but with this shy guy right here. We're gonna wait for him to turn around, and then grab this tail, and throw him forward to save a bit of time. And those spikes right there have a bigger hitbox than you would think, so I waited just a little longer to be safe.
Yeah, the number of times I've been on a run and then stood up and died.
Yeah. Loses like 30 seconds. Alright, you want to explain 6-5?
Yeah, so this level doesn't make any sense in a speedrun. What we do is, because the screen actually like extends past the boundaries of the screen, what we can do is we can jump over the spikes, then get the key stuck on top of the spikes, use the keys to jump back over the top of those spikes. We basically skip the entire first part of the challenge. Then we use some more key jumps to skip backwards past the second half of the challenge, which allows us to skip going all the way around. We then turn the conveyor belt round, jump over to the key door, and go through the key door.
Yeah.
Very broken and saves a lot of time.
Yeah, and that's one of those task strats that I was talking about that we brought over to RTA, which is pretty nice. This level is pretty simple, so if you do have some more donations, we can get them in real quick.
Nothing as of yet, but I can talk a little bit about some of the incentives we have coming up. So I've told you about the blindfold incentive, but in the upcoming Trackmania blog, we've already met the reverse the controller and switch the keyboard incentives. Thank you all for that. We have the car skin choice though for Trackmania Nations Forever. Currently in the lead, it's Germany with $27, the UK is second with $22.22, and Japan is in third with $15. We also have Sweden, France, Italy, Poland, Russia, Spain, and USA as options. So if any of these catch your eye, do get your donations in and boost your favorite's car skin. We also have the shortcut showcase for both Nations Forever and the 2020 Trackmania games. The Nations Forever one has not been met. It's at $90 out of $250, so that's another option you can get your donations in for. Either way, whatever way you choose to dedicate your donations, thank you all for donating. Back to you guys.
Alright, Sim, do you want to explain the second half of this level?
Yep, so this is actually a strat that was brought to us by someone who did like high score runs back in like 2005, 2006. What we can do here, you can do a very precise jump to get right on the edge of this. Oh, like I said, it's very precise.
Super precise.
So there's just enough space on the edge of that platform to stand on the edge of that platform, and then we can abuse that to then do the ducking up and down to get through that gap. But obviously the shy guy's in the way, so you have to have just enough time to do all the ducking and then get over the shy guy before it turns back round. It's very precise and very hard.
Hold on. There we go. Oh, I turned around. on accident. The inputs that are required there are actually pretty crazy. You have to do them really quickly. So I switch from using my left hand to my right hand to just press down repeatedly on the D-pad.
And for some reason they put like a ladder at the beginning, but I don't really know why they put that ladder going down right at the start.
Oh my god. Barely missed the jump window. It's really hard. You have barely any space there to move around. And then the speed at which you have to press down repeatedly is crazy. This is a run killer for many people.
Yeah, this took me like a day to even get down once. It's really, really hard.
And then you also get hit by the projectile there, so that tells you how small the window is. If you unduck too soon, if you don't unduck fast enough, there's just so many ways to mess this up.
I believe it takes something like 25 seconds.
Yeah, it saves a lot.
Yeah, in a like world record scenario, you're gonna have to go for it.
Yeah. Oh, we have a game over. Oh no. When you get a game over in this game, you have to start with the first half of the level again, which is pretty unfortunate.
Unless you've already beaten the game, in which case you start in the half of the level you're in. And for Donkey Kong fights, you start back in the Mini Mario level.
Yeah. So we're losing a few minutes here, or a couple minutes.
I could interject with a donation that just came in.
Sure.
Okay, so we have $10 from GDOM saying, "Glad to see the first game I ever owned as a kid getting run. Seeing some of these puzzles getting skipped makes me feel great, considering how much time I spent on them when I was young. Learning how to run this game looks fun, and I encourage other people to learn. Thank you for your $10, GDOM, and for the very nice words." Back to you guys.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this was also one of the first games I owned back when I was a kid. Alright. Come on, dude. There we go. Oh, okay. There we go. Finally. Dude, I got stuck right there and I couldn't even grab the dude.
And that strat's not even in the task that was made. So it was like super not known until one of the high scorers came into the community.
Alright, this is a pretty new strat. So our goal is to make a Mini Mario run to the left there, and he collects the O off screen. So then we're going to jump down here, re-grab the ladder to prevent fall damage, and then jump up here with the barrel. Or a trash can, it's not a barrel. And we just need, yeah, I guess. We're just going to bring 3 Mini Marios into this box. Instead of taking one, because we do a damage abuse strat for this next fight. If you want to explain that, you can.
So, in this fight, what we do is Donkey Kong will throw bombs onto conveyor belts, and if they get to the entrance, you can see sort of in the middle of the screen, they'll come and attack Mario. But you want to try and get them all the way to the bottom. Donkey Kong has his switch that he will use to turn around the conveyor belts as well, so you're basically trying to fight. However, if you take damage, so if you hit the lasers at any point, Donkey Kong will do like a celebration, and it makes him so he's not able to actually press the switch. So if you time it right, like that, you can get Donkey Kong to not be able to press the switch.
So I could have stood up there at any point and died pretty easily, but you can just wait it out. You can wait out the fall damage and just stay lying down. Unfortunately, I didn't do the strat that we do, but the most important thing is that I didn't die. So
I only lost like 6 seconds. It's not a huge deal.
Alright, and now we have the final boss fight. You can explain it because I need to focus.
That's fine. Wayne, English. So this boss fight is in 2 halves. The first half we have to free the 3 toads that have been kidnapped. So we have to get each key. These keys, they always come in the same order, so you can just do the same strats every time and free all 3 toads. There's like I think it is possible with RNG manipulation to free all 3 of these toads before this barrel falls all the way down to the bottom, so it skips like a cycle.
And thankfully I got the RNG manip. So RNG manip here saves 10 seconds, which is quite a lot. It makes that big barrel fall much sooner.
So that's the first half, and then once you've freed all 3 toads, every time a big barrel goes off screen, the toads will bring it on. However, we should only need 1 barrel. But how? Well, we'll see. So by getting into a very precise position on the platform, you can throw the barrel and it hits Donkey Kong on the same frame you let go of it, so it doesn't actually destroy the barrel.
Yeah, so that was time right there. Yeah, so when you're a certain distance away from Donkey Kong, if you throw the barrel right next to him, instead of the barrel going off screen, it'll just stay for some reason. But yeah, that's Mario vs. Donkey Kong for the GBA. That's the any % run. There's also an extended category where we play the all of the S-score levels, which are pretty fun. What was the time, by the way?
I can say it was roughly 50:04:05.
50:04:05. We barely missed estimate.
Just on estimate.
Yeah.
50:03 says someone in chat.
Oh, cool. Nice. So thank you guys so much for watching. This was Violin Gamer. You can find me at twitch.tv/ViolinSR, and you can also find Starlight Sims on twitch.tv/Starlight Sims. But if you are interested in speedrunning this game, we have a pretty active Discord community that you can find on speedrun.com/m/DK. So please consider joining, and we will help you and answer any questions you have. But yeah, thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you for this great run, ViolinSR. Coming up next, we have Bubzia with Super Smash Bros. 64, and they're going to be doing Break the Targets with all characters. Get this, blindfolded, and you still have a few minutes to get some last-minute donations in to choose which blindfold that's going to be. So get those donations in while you can. We'll do a quick intermission. We'll be right back.